Okay, I'm Brian Jones with the Jones Zone.
This is Brian Jones with the Jones Zone. I'm Dusty Ramsbottom with the Dusty Ramsbottom Zone. That's not a thing. Don't search that. You won't find anything.
I think it could be a thing.
I came and saw your brother do stand-up comedy, and they introduced you guys, and I love this, as the world-famous Jones Zone.
Well, see, here's where your feelings are gonna kind of get hurt. He probably told them to say that. That's what my guess would be. He would introduce us as the world famous Jones Zone.
We're gonna have to ask him about that.
Yeah,
because I think they knew.
Yeah, well,
I think
we'll see.
The reputation precedes.
Maybe, who knows.
Brian, thanks for coming and hanging out. You're on Fat City Entertainment today, though. This is gonna be on our website.
I like it, man. You got a cool setup here.
Yeah, we're gonna do more videos. We're gonna have like a video archives in the future. Right now, we're still hosting on YouTube. I like YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's cool.
So Fat City Entertainment or Fat Bottom Trivia. We're not really talking about Fat Bottom Trivia, but that's our other one.
That's under the umbrella.
Yeah, I want to talk to you because we got you here. I don't want to talk too much about trivia, but I want to talk about what you're doing in like entertainment. You live in Fort Mill? I think you guys got an awesome.
I live in Clover, which is about 20 minutes from Fort Mill, give or take a few minutes. It's actually closer to Lake Wiley, but yeah, Fort Mill.
Is it a pretty quaint town? Like, do you know everyone in town?
I know a lot of people in Clover. I actually grew up there, so I've been there since 1997, minus the 4 years I was in the Air Force. But yeah.
Are you guys what are you doing in Clover versus, or do you spend your time going to Fort Mill and Charlotte?
Yes, I spend my time going to Lake Wiley, Fort Mill, Charlotte.
Yeah, but that's not that there isn't stuff down there. It's just it's the people. It's the amount of people that really live in town.
It's like Clover's a cool spot to live. As far as like entertainment and activities, I go to Fort Mill and Charlotte. A little bit Lake Wiley. Lake Wiley is like 10 minutes from there. So, but yeah, I spend most of my time at Fort Mill. Fort Mill has a lot of cool stuff.
Tell me about that new brewery that opened up. They're your buddies.
Yeah, so Amor Artis. I always have trouble saying it.
Amor
Artis.
I've only read it too, so I've never heard anyone see it.
But it's right there in downtown Fort Mill. They've been open probably like 6 months or so now. But they're two brothers. They actually came on the Jones Zone podcast before they opened, and we got to hear their story. They grew up in Fort Mill. They both moved away, and fate would have it, they came back, decided to open up a brewery, and
that's awesome.
They're really big into the community.
Are they similar age?
Yeah. I think they're like 2 years apart, maybe 2 or 3 years apart. Same age gap as
my brother Rich.
Chris,
are you hearing this? Eventually, you guys did it together too.
Yeah, Chris is 2.5 years.
What's it like working with your brother?
Oh, you hit a sore spot. No, I'm just kidding. It's cool, man.
We don't have any notes. We
get along well. It's really weird. Like it's fairly weird because we never really get into any arguments or anything. So, but it's cool.
You guys have a good dynamic.
Yeah, I guess you could say we have a pretty good dynamic. Yeah, it's fun.
If you guys got in a fight, who would win?
Oh, come on. Let's just say the last time we got into an altercation, what I did was I took his shirt, pulled it over his head, and he was defenseless, and I just started smacking him around. And my mom actually had to come in and pull me off of him because I was just laying this. You know, Christmas Story?
How long ago was this?
This was 2 weeks ago. So
Christmas Story?
Yeah, Christmas Story.
It's June right now.
Yeah, but you know Scott Farkas, the bully.
Okay.
I have
it's been a while since I
have a feeling you've never seen a Christmas Story.
I think, which one is that? Is that the
Red
one with
Rider?
the kid?
Yeah. Well, Scott Farkas.
I had to watch that
the
in
Davy
school.
Crockett.
I watched it in school.
You watched that in school?
Yeah,
cool teacher.
In
Yeah,
the
cool
third grade.
Yeah, really cool teacher. But yeah, Scott Farkas, he had that Davy Crockett hat. He was the bully. Anyway, Ralphie, who was the hero in the story, got hit in the face with a snowball after he got an F, and he got told he would shoot his eye out if he got the BB gun, and he was in a state of despair, and he was just walking home from school, and then the snowball, wow, and then the music played, and then Ralphie just had enough, and he starts wailing on Scott Farkas. And
this is how you're wailing on your brother?
Yes, that's how I was wailing on my brother when I pulled the shirt over his head 2 weeks ago.
My brother weighs like 40 pounds more than me. I don't know if I should start that.
Is he older or younger?
He's younger, but...
So you can get beat up by your younger brother?
Well, we haven't scrapped in a while.
But he could beat you up.
Yeah, but last time I did it, I was bigger than him. I was like 5 years older. Since he's been a full-grown adult, plus 50 pounds, I
think he might lay the hurting on you.
I've kept my distance since then.
Yeah. I would too if I were you.
I should try it though once.
Just go up and punch him in the face, see what happens.
I beat up my dad all the time now that I'm bigger than him.
Really?
As soon as I got bigger than him, yeah.
That's one. Like, I don't mess with my dad. My dad's still pretty big. I still wouldn't mess with my own.
My parents have like dad power. You're a dad. Do you have dad power around the house?
I want to say yes, but like my girls run over me. They run roughshod over me.
Yeah.
Like all they have to do is start crying, and I'm like,
no, girls have a secret defense.
They do. They really do, especially with the lower lip. And I'm like, oh, God, okay, I'm sorry. Here.
They learned everything from you.
Yeah, basically pouting to get your way.
Daryl, what are we talking about today? I feel like we've gotten off topic.
We've gotten off topic just a little bit. It's just fun though.
We're talking about live entertainment. I wanted to know what you do on a week-to-week basis. You got Tuesday trivia. Is that in your schedule? What do you schedule for live entertainment per week?
So live entertainment, when I do what I can. I like going to see my brother perform.
Yep, it's awesome. I recommend. Follow Chris.
Zone.
We're talking about Chris Jones. You got to follow Chris and come out to his next.
Yeah, I go to a bunch of breweries. If they're hosting trivia, I participate. Bingo. Let me tell you a story about. I'm not gonna get into the bingo story. When I was in Iraq, I used to run a whole bingo thing, and I blew out a circuit board. It cost my unit like $12,000. Sorry.
Wait, we're not gonna hear that story? Is that a real story?
That was the story. That was the story. Yeah, I used to call bingo when I was like every Sunday we did bingo, and everybody from all over the base would come congregate because we used to give out awards and prizes and everything. And then this was my second week, and I was like the one who was actually doing it by myself. And over there, their electrical currents are different. It's like 110, 220.
Yeah.
Canada, what do you guys have?
We got the same as here, the 110s.
Okay, yeah, well, I plugged it in to a transformer that wasn't plugged. I don't know what. I still to this day don't know what happened. But that expense, and my NCOIC, my boss, that. I'm not gonna call him a name, but he wanted me to have to pay for that out of my own pocket. And I said, sir, I was not trained properly, so I had to flip this whole thing. Anyway, I didn't have to pay for it. But yeah, I was calling bingo. I plugged it in the wrong thing. Boom, in front of everybody. And my face, I could just feel it getting red and flustered, and it was embarrassing. And then all of a sudden, I had to come up with a way to mark the numbers that were called manually instead of on this big board. And
I love that story, though, because you figured it out. When you're on stage, something goes wrong.
It's gonna go wrong. Yeah.
It's gonna go wrong, but sometimes the show must go on, right?
The show must go on. What can I say? Time out. I can't do this anymore. Run and hide. That's what I wanted to do, but no, I had to all right, just bear with me a few minutes, and teamwork. We came together and figured it out.
That's cool. That's a great story, and that happens in live entertainment.
I bet it does. Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even know when it happens, and that's when you really pulled it off.
Yeah. That's.
Hey, this is pretty cool. I mean, I think we should do this again.
Okay, yeah.
You maybe do a little video series once in a while.
And then maybe you can
come over to the Jones Zone.
Come to the Jones Zone, and then you do trivia. Quiz me on trivia. Any topic, I'll nail it.
We've been talking about Game of Thrones trivia, you and me.
Okay.
New season's coming up. Are we doing
okay. Yes.
Okay.
Quiz me right now. Give me a question. Just put me on the spot.
Who is your favorite
That's not a
Game
question.
of Thrones character?
Okay, Jon Snow.
Why?
He's the hero's hero, man. Now let me tell you this. At first, I didn't like Jon Snow. I didn't like him. He's all right. He's a good. No. Well,
just bleep out any spoilers.
It's already happened though, so I feel like if you're behind,
there's still one more season.
Earmuffs. Yes, no, this already happened though. What I'm talking about.
I have to tell you one thing though. I watched the whole last season thinking that was it, and then I'm like, "There's no way they're wrapping this up at the end." And then they didn't. They're just like, "It's another season."
Another season.
Like, you can't keep doing that.
But each episode's gonna be 2 hours. It's gonna be worth
a lot of content.
It's gonna be worth the wait.
I'm happy that they're still going.
But here's why it's worth the wait, and I'm getting really excited. I get passionate. There's only a few things in life I get passionate about, and Game of Thrones is one of them. Spoiler alert, I guess. Disclaimer: if you haven't seen it yet, it's not my fault. But the dragon, the Lannisters, when the Unsullied came storming. You know that episode last season, and the dragons came. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, that whole scene.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. That scene took forever to film, and I was just watching it. And I was like, you know what? I waited 1.5 years between seasons 5 and 6, and it was worth it.
It was a long scene.
It was. That whole episode was freaking amazing. And then the Battle of the Bastards, the previous. Anyway, that took a long time to film. But real fast, they just wrapped up a battle scene that like doubled the amount of time it took for Battle of the Bastards, which was previously the most expensive and longest scene to shoot, and they just doubled that for one of the episodes in this upcoming season. So yeah, the wait's gonna be worth it.
That's cool. I love the big budget stuff that's coming out right now. HBO doing like all Lord of the Rings. Is that what's happening next? Anyways, I think if we do a Game of Thrones trivia night, we should come back, do a video dressed up to announce it.
I would do that in a minute.
Yeah?
I would do that.
All right.
Yeah.
If we do a show, we'll announce it.
All right,
Deal?
let's do it.
All right, thanks guys for talking today, and Brian, appreciate you coming
Yeah,
up.
no problem, man.
Let's hang out.
Drinks his coffee black. Who does that?